Here are 3 common mistakes we make when teaching writing and 3 free resources to help you fix them. Mistake number 1 is focusing way too early and way too much on grammar and spelling. Yes, grammar and spelling can be very distracting from the content of a piece, but when students are too hyper fixated on it, it stops their writing flow and prevents them from having good content in the first place. Instead, let's first start with sentence expansion activities to make sure that students have solid writing content before we start revising for grammar. Have your students build this chart in their notebook or provide them with a template. You can find this one and others in the video for free at the link below. My basic sentence is the dog ran. I'm going to change the who to a scruffy golden retriever and the what to a strong verb like bolted. And I'm imagining that the dog's ears are flopping and its paws are kicking up dirt, and this is happening through the dewy grass and maybe early in the morning because that's when grass has dew on it. And the dog is running because he hears a rustle in the bush. Now, the final sentence can look like this, but it can also be put together in so many different ways. Instead of focusing on grammar corrections immediately, use a chart like this to help students expand their sentence first. That way they have strong content and can use that for revision later. Mistake number 2 is not modeling good writing enough. We would never ask students to solve a math problem without showing them ways to do it, or even to shoot a basketball before they imitate an expert first. So why would we ever expect them to create beautiful writing without first knowing what beautiful writing looks like? If I tell my students to write a descriptive paragraph, they usually end up writing something like this. Just lots of the same kind of writing. Instead, I model the process out loud and think through my writing with the students. Let's describe what I saw, heard, and smelled if I went to the park. Or more importantly, what I could hear, smell, or see at the park. It really doesn't have to match my reality. It just has to match the tone that I'm trying to convey in my writing. So when we ask students to show and not tell in their writing, the details that they come up with don't actually have to be connected to the reality they experienced. Because think about it, the last time you were at the park, did you notice if there was popcorn there? Did you notice the color of the frisbees the kids were playing with? Maybe there weren't any frisbees. The reality of what you experience does not have to be the reality of what you write. What you write just has to fit the mood you are trying to convey. And right here, we're trying to convey a really happy, joyful summer day in the park. And I can do that through creating these details that maybe didn't happen, but I can have some poetic license to do this. A simple guide like this helps you model writing effectively so that when students go to do it by themselves, they can follow your thought process so they can replicate those skills. One of the biggest mistakes we can make when teaching writing is giving kids feedback that is too vague. Add more detail or elaborate here. Usually if I do this, students will come up to me not knowing where or how to add that detail in. First thing we do is gather as a class on the carpet and make a huge list of every revision strategy we have learned throughout the year. This way, students can have a concrete list of strategies in front of them that they can refer to when signing up as experts. Once we have our list, students can sign up to be an expert at a strategy they feel confident with, and these experts will then travel around the room, reading through their peers' writing and providing very specific feedback based on the strategy that they signed up for. They're looking at the piece of writing only through one lens, like capitalization. So they're not focused on a variety of different ways to make the writing better. They're only looking at it at the way that they feel comfortable. When students go through their peers' writing, they're not just saying add more detail. Instead, they're giving specific, actionable suggestions. This level of specificity not only holds the editor accountable, but then the writer at the end can decide if they want to take their peers' advice or not. And it turns the revision process into a team effort instead of just a solo struggle. Click the link below to have free access to all 3 of these writing tools and follow my page for some more teaching tips.